Hello everyone, Real Learn Magic here again, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about this upper toolbar in your window. And we're not going to talk about the drop down menus this time. I'm going to talk to you about everything else up here. I'll start at the right side and work my way left. This is a search box. It can work instead of pushing the search button down here below and bringing open the window. You can just type into here, remember my friend Cranberry, and it will bring up the information. Only it will bring up the information only in this All tab to start with. So if you were wanting to look at something more specific, you'd have to redo it after the window was open. So as you can see, but it can be useful. Because see all these things with my name in them. Isn't that great? So it's another way to use the search options. This next thing is the amount of lindens I have in my account at the moment, and this was done by exchanging through the website. You can set up a credit card in the Second Life website, which will then allow you to exchange dollars into lindens. Now, you can also do it in World once you have that credit card information set up by pressing on the little blue linden button and then buy currency through this. That is not required for this course. Everything here will work so you don't have to exchange any dollars into lindens. But if you choose to, this is another way to do that. Next on this toolbar we have the time. It says 9:06 p.m. PDT. That means it is 9:06 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Second Life time is whatever Pacific time is, whether it's daylight or standard. And so you can figure out what the time difference is in Second Life compared to where you're living, and just do that mental math every time someone tells you an event or something's happening at a certain time, because the times used within Second Life in advertising, in the event schedule, will most likely all be used as Second Life time, or SLT. SLT is the same as Pacific time. The next item here, you see it changes color when I move my cursor over it. That means I can click on it and open the land controls. About land information, we're going to cover this window in another lesson. So for right now, don't worry about it, but let's talk about what are all the words here. What does this mean? To start with, Real Learn Gardens is the name of the island. If you remember, when clicking on the map, it brings up my location. Each island or square on the map has a name. Currently I am on Real Learn Gardens, and that's what it says here. Next is my location within Real Learn Gardens. It works on a grid system from 0, 0 or 1, 1 to, I believe, to, well, as you can see, I'm pretty far over into the corner. And then this last number, sorry about that, the last number here is my elevation. I am currently 1,499 meters in the virtual air of Second Life, because I am standing in the changing tent that you would have become familiar with in your last lesson. And that was put high up in the air for added privacy as you learn about changing your clothes. Most of the things you do will be at ground level, and ground level tends to be around 20 meters up to about 50, depending on the topography. And then PG. Different sims within Second Life will be rated PG or be rated mature. PG sims have stronger limits on what sort of activities can happen on that sim, and if you want a more innocent look at Second Life, try to stick with the PG sims, because just like with real life, anything and everything goes on in Second Life, and you will know pretty quick what type of place you might be at by looking at the rating of the land. Within each island, each square on that map, it can be parceled into smaller pieces, and that parcel can be given another name here. And in this case, it's Rio Learn Gardens, and that would say sandbox, because this is an area where anybody would be able to res things. And that's what sandboxes are. If you're on a sandbox, whether you're part of the group or not, you should be able to res things there in open boxes. Sandboxes are handy places in Second Life. Now, beside the name, we see two things. This one means this land is push object restricted. That means you can't push other people around. It also limits being able to do them damage. In a lot of the role-playing sims, they enable damage in order to make it more of a gaming environment where you can actually harm each other as you act out in medieval ways. Or in some places they use magic. There's all sorts of role-playing available in Second Life. Now the next one here means that this land has been disabled or no build. You cannot create objects here. In this case, that means you would not be able to res here because the sandbox settings have not been completely set up properly. But if you see a little box with a little no sign next to it, it means you're not going to be able to res out things there in general. Sometimes that isn't the case if you're part of a group for that land. But in general, if it has this symbol, you will not be able to res your boxes out. And that's the first half of the toolbar at the top of your window.